the space making too. We have got Skywrath here from Fnatic. Are we gonna see a Skywrath mid? Like we were just talking about positionless Dota, and Skywrath is definitely not that popular on the mid role. But I'm starting to see that this Skywrath might be the hero for Moon. Like it's really good against Park, really good against Phoenix and Pango too. All the silences are actually great. It's also good with the Legion Commander. They have a lot of setups, so bursting down, burst damage is not gonna be an issue with Fnatic, especially with Elder Titan's aura. Wow, this Skywrath is gonna burst, man. If he's a mid. I'm starting to root for the mid Skywrath here.
I'm wondering if they just like throw us in a loop and they just put IO as their carry, your Monkey 2, Legion 3, and then I would see more of like a 4-5 between ET and Sky. I mean, that seems more like traditional, but again, I could see the Sky being the 2 here, but then your Monkey King 1, is that how it's going to be?
Yeah, I think Monkey King is pretty okay against Pango.
Okay.
Unless T1 wants to switch things up. They went with the Red King, pretty good. Actually, pretty good counter to all Skywrath, Monkey King, and Legion Commander because they are heroes that you put one spell off and then they're gonna think. And seems like you are right. Raven is gonna be playing the IO, Monkey King on Moon, and then it's a Skywrath 4.
Okay, that makes more sense. I mean, my only concern right now is, do they have enough? I mean, yeah, Legion and Monkey King can kind of deal with that egg, and especially with the IO overcharge and all that, but Jabs and ET are really not the egg cracker, so to speak. So that's going to be interesting in how Zephyr gets that, that perfect ult in the right position. Like that could be potentially there. Plus, then you've got the Dream Coil, Pango with his Rolling Boulder, just creating chaos. So it might be very difficult to get to that egg. We're going to have to see how this team fight goes in. But again, I'm digging this Jackie Wraith King. I feel like it has a lot of potential. It's like, yeah, you duel me, yeah, you kill me, but I'm coming back for round 2.
Yeah, I'm liking T1 more, to be honest. Like simply because I look at the team fight and I just feels like the team fight potential and execution is way easier for T1 compared to Fnatic, because Fnatic they have to drop everything perfectly, and this is a Monkey King mid as well. Monkey King mid, yeah, pretty good against Puck, but he's not gonna skill too much. He's gonna have to keep fighting, and Monkey King is not that hero that wants to be fighting all the time without much item. So it may put Moon in a very awkward position where he has to fight without item. So that's gonna be quite scary there for Moon to take care of the risk taking. So overall, I think Tier 1 have a much more rounded and much team fight oriented lineup, and then Fnatic has a more catching potential lineup and more global potential too with the IO and Monkey.
Okay, all right, I agree. All right, so in terms of observing though, just so that we're on the same page, who do we want to follow? Want to follow Maincast, Marshall? What who do you? Weapons? Weapons is good, I think.
Okay, let's go with that.
All right, we'll see. We'll do a test. We're gonna do multiple games today, so if we don't like one guy, we can kind of move on, so to speak, very quickly.
Sounds like you're a guy that moves somewhere fast.
Yes. All right, so you like in T1. I mean, just overall, though. I mean, even before the draft, though, we probably should have picked, our
prediction.
Yeah, predictions and everything. Who did you like going in, even before this draft?
I mean, you know me, man. I feel like whoever I predicted at first is just gonna lose. I'm gonna go with T1, to be honest. I like the draft. I like the heroes. Okay. And for Fnatic, yeah, just like what I say, I think execution side is gonna be harder than T1, but. If I need to go non-biased, I'll just go with T1. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Just to make it interesting, I'll pick Fnatic on this one. I'm gonna go all in on this Raven IO carry. Let's see how well it does. I mean, there's huge expectations for this.
Oh, definitely. I mean, I think Jackie has a lot of pressure on himself as well, because I have heard rumors that T1 wanted to grab Savage as the first choice. So Savage was the first choice, and then VG didn't let him go, and that's why they went to Jackie. So Jackie definitely has a lot of proof here.
Like I think Savage is probably the best carry in SEA, but the time away right now is that you're not with a team, you're not really coordinated, and so it really hurts your stock value. Because now you have to come into a team, you kind of need to learn how that team plays, and like there's like a learning curve, right? I mean, yeah, you might know Dota, but you're going to have to catch up to that. So it's not going to be the easiest of things. So I feel like he's in a really awkward position.
Yeah, definitely. He's gonna be like what, at least 6 weeks without any competitive games.
Yeah.
So that's gonna mean a lot because everyone is improving. Everyone is evolving. Even those that are losing games, even the teams that are losing games, they are actually learning something. But Savage, all he can do is play solo rank for
Yeah.
6 weeks, and that's not only that it's hard for him to keep up his form, but mentally it's gonna be quite a big, quite a big impact on mental as well.
And, like honestly, when he was let go, I thought he was like the best carry in SEA. So I was so heartbroken for the dude. I still have big expectations for him, but he's still young, and it's not like those skills are going to go away anytime soon. But I just want to see him on a team, and I want to see him succeed.
Yeah, same. Well, talking about the lane, I'm really loving the adjustment coming out from T1 here. So what Fnatic did was that they opened with IO plus ET, right? So T1 they just counter pick with the Enchantress and then lane him to the ET. So it's easy for Enchantress to just enchant the extra spirit damage away. So ET is basically a liability here in this bottom lane, and which is why it's Cuckoo is gonna have a pretty good time at the bottom lane with 9 last hits already. It's gonna be a trade farm for the bottom lane, and I think that IO is gonna get pretty bullied here because Cuckoo is just gonna have a pretty good time.
Yeah.
And Pango with a good time, that's scary.
It is. I mean, that guy can start to carry from the off lane. Not the easiest of things. And, like, if I'm going to go ET versus, like, an Enchantress lane, I'm definitely going to give that edge to Enchantress. She's definitely way more annoying to deal with. So, while the ET can be good and great in team fights and, definitely peaks out in the mid game, I think that the laning phase leaves a lot wanting, so to speak.
Oh, definitely. Look at DJ, man. He hasn't been doing anything. He hasn't been pressuring either Cuckoo or White Mon. But at least IO is getting some farm, But IO getting farm, is that really something that you can be happy with? Not really.
Not really,
Especially looking at the CS chart of IO, is only 12 compared to the... Okay, Wraith King is only 11 too, but I mean, Wraith King is always gonna farm faster than IO anyway.
Yeah, he will get his farm. We don't need to worry too much about Wraith King getting farm. My worry right now is Raven, right? Just this IO, you need to provide some space, and they haven't been able to do this. And if you're looking at the top lane, if we're looking at jabs, I mean, yes, the Skywrath is usually going to be the position 4, and it's super annoying in lane and very devastating, but would this have been better? Okay, as I say that, Jackie's getting gone on here. The Phoenix dive. The Mazaros is getting a little low, as is Jackie. They're looking to trade. Mazaros is just barely going to walk away. The skeletons are chasing after him, and I think he gets away, but jabs. Another right click, and I think he goes down, and that's going to be first blood for Zephyr.
Oh, this is sweet for Zephyr. And Phoenix is one of the better heroes to have, benefit on getting first blood because he needs a lot of item. Either going for the used first item or the meteor hammer first item, mid lane.
Ooh, Carl.
There's no boundless strike.
Little dangerous.
Jackie though.
He went a little. He got baited in. Mazaros is looking to turn this. He's looking to fight this, but he does get the stun. But he does go down, but he trades with it. And Zephyr's looking to just fly away right now and be happy at least with that kill. But he takes a lot of damage on his way back to the T1.
Yeah, that's perfect for Mazaros because he died after Jackie, so he has he got the experience, and then it's going back to round 2 again. Both of these heroes are gonna be full HP, full mana, and they're gonna for round 2. Bottom side Raven, like we say, he's gonna get a lot of harassment coming up from Cuckoo. And this is what a Pangolier can do when he has a free lane.
Yeah, and Raven with just like bracers, a quelling blade. I mean, yes, he's gonna go Helm of Dominator first, but he is okay. Let me go to the last hits right now, and he is 22-2. I mean, the Wraith King is 18-5, so he's kind of on par with at least the carry. Moon here is gonna swipe out that bounty though.
A lot of the tempo setting is from Fnatic. It's gonna come from Moon because ET is not gonna do what he normally can do because of how bad his lane is going to. Skywrath too, he has to play with partners. Skywrath is more of a laner instead of a roamer. So Skywrath, you can expect him to always stay in the lane with Mazaros. So whoever that can make a rotation is gonna be Moon. So a lot of pressure on the Monkey King here, as well as Puck, right? Puck can always mirror the movement of Monkey King, and whoever starts this fight first, whoever will have the disadvantage.
All right. I mean, Jackie here, like, still just level 4, trading with Mazaros, is trying to get some last hits. Oh, but they're going deep. Ku's actually underneath the T1 tower. Does need to be a little bit careful. The tether is going to be completed, at least with DJ. He's going to salve. And Ku's just going to walk away. Whiteman should be fine as well. And they're going to be... That's going to be end that. What do you think about this Monkey King versus Puck mid lane matchup?
It's definitely slightly favorable for Monkey King, because of how Puck doesn't have a very amazing attack range, so it's always easy for Monkey King to catch up to him and then come down with Boundless Strike. But seems like they want to make a move here.
Oh, nice silence! No Wukong's command for you, but he's gonna be leashed for now. He's gonna back up, and Jabs comes on in with that TP. Looks to just scare Carl away. He should be fine, and Moon will just kind of back up and hopefully heal up soon.
Yeah, we talk about no one on Fnatic side is very comfortable in making rotations. Actually, it's actually the same for T1 too. Both Phoenix and Enchantress, they are not the best in rotating to the mid lane. So I think what the both mid laners need to do is to prioritize more on the side lanes, because that's where you can take some kills. Mid lane is probably not the lane you want your support to come to.
Yeah, I mean, I thought the Dream Coil was a little over-ambitious. I don't know if they were actually going to get that kill. I think it was more of like I hit 6, let me just threaten him, get him a little bit low, do a little bit of damage. But, I mean, at the end of the day, yeah, you got a little rotation to come to you, but no real kills were had. And unfortunately, Moon is just going to happily farm here as he leads the game in terms of net worth.
Yeah, that's very true, actually. Forcing rotation is always the... something that these pro teams emphasize a lot on. So even though you don't get a kill, but if you manage to force a TP, they can make a decision somewhere else somewhere else on the map. But unfortunately, T1 did not quite get any punishment from that. Top lane Zephyr's gonna get run down.
Oh, but that blast. Oh, he's gonna stick. Mazaros is chasing after him though. He's got the speed. He's gonna fairy fire. Zephyr just gets away. That Phoenix dive is on point, and it looks like Mazaros has given up the chase.
That was very close. Carl was lucky at getting very lucky today. This is the second rune in a row that he has gotten. Bottom side seems like Io has already abandoned this lane, so Cuckoo, he definitely wants to take down this bottom tower as soon as possible so that it opens up the map for his team to play. But how can they do that? That's gonna be a problem. Whitemon is gonna summon a creep to dive the tower, and maybe someone else has to join too. So we'll see. Bottom lane is gonna be the biggest lane to watch out right now.
It's funny that you say that, because like both the supports here, both level 3 at 8 minutes, they've had rough times, not really a whole lot of space. He's going to stomp there, the Centaur stomp, and Koog will secure that kill. The TP's coming, Jabs is here. He's only level 4 though. They got the silence on the Pango, and he goes under tower. Whiteman is running for his life, trying to juke through the trees, not able to do it. And here comes the rolling boulder. No, he gets stunned. Moon with a nice little stun there, but the rolling boulder, is going to go, and he goes in as well. Jackie's going to get the stun. The Wraithfire Blast is there. The Wukong's command is being pump faked, but he's going to back up here. More TPs are on the way. Mazaros and DG make their way here. Carl is also here as well. He's got the illusion rune. He phases out of that first one. He gets the silence on the Skywrath. He commits the Dream Coil, but he's all by himself, and now Raven is here, and he's got the stun and the sleep and the duel, and they do have him locked down, and winner chicken dinner. Mazaros with the first duel damage of the game.
Wow, that was so bad. It actually looked so good because everyone kind of committed all their spells, and Carl was the last one to join to the fight. But I believe he kind of messed up his spell combination there, and he didn't get the Skywrath kill as he was going for solo kill. So none of his teammates was there to help him out, and he got punished after that. So that was a very good defense coming out from Fnatic. Normally, you would not see teams defending the tier 1 tower. Like the only team that does that is probably just Neon. Where they would die for their safe lane tower. Normally, teams would just trade it away. But it seems that Fnatic are going for the Neon Star as well, because they know that they can fight right now, and their lineup is generally a little bit faster than T1.
And another thing about that fight was that Ku and Jackie were both like, okay, we've overcommitted, let's run away. And then yet Carl was like, no, keep going, put the gas on the pedal, let's go, let's just, go after, the Skywrath, try to get him off, and he like completely got out of position, just a little bit of a miscomm. The team definitely was not on the same page there, as, more than half the team was running away at that point.
Yeah, that's true, that's very true. It feels like some, miscoordination there from the cores of T1. So this Like right now, Jackie is he got himself into a very awkward situation where he abandoned his top lane, which is a free farm, and he went all the way to the bottom side, so he got stuck here at the bottom side, and they couldn't push the tower as well. So Jackie has no safe farm for him to take for at least the next minute. But it's actually the same for Raven too. Raven is not farming lane as well. I think a lot of times you want to prioritize lane creeps more than neutral creeps because they give you way more gold and experience. So whoever has the ability to stand on the lane and keep farming and push the lane out would have a very big advantage in these kind of games.
Agreed. And it seems to me like I always put the one requirement of a good carry is to know when to TP and when to go into a fight. There are times that like you did not have to commit for that. You did not have to TP bottom because that was a giant waste of time for you if you think about it. Just the amount of minutes that you lost farming because you decided to try to make a play. I mean, your team was was trying to force something, but if it's not there, it's not there, and you can't actually force these kind of fights.
Exactly, we're talking about conversion rate here, and it seems like top Carl is in the room. Let's see what I can do here.
He's trying to wrap
it feels like it's gonna be another fight with no results coming out from T1.
Yeah.
Because if you look at their heroes that need a lot of items to do damage, especially the Wraith King. Like Pango is okay, Pot is okay too, but they rather have more damage, more items to be honest.
Oh my gosh, the Dream Coil that does so much damage, and he gets destroyed by Cuckoo as he makes his way there, and they're gonna get the first kill at least on Elder Titan there, and they're gonna look to push here with 3 heroes mid. And they're going to Phoenix Dive. Jabs is caught out here. They're going to use Wukong's command. And the Skywrath, the Mystic Flare doing a lot of work. Carl getting a little low. The Sun Ray is not actually enough damage to, or not enough of a heal to keep him alive. Moon is going to stick around in this Wukong's command. And he should be fine. The creeps are there. And the egg is going to be committed. Rolling Boulder, now he decides to leave the area. Jackie's continue to fight. But Jackie really doesn't have the items as he's going for Midas. And they want to get something in return. Moon is chasing after him. He does get the 2-man stun. Pango gets swashbuckles. He gets slept. The Stomp is there. The Sun Ray is doing some damage, but here comes the duel. They do get the damage, and they got a 2 for nothing, so they got something out of this. Or, sorry, 2 for 1, because the Elder Titan died earlier.
That was a little bit weird on the ulti usage from T1. Both Supernova and Rolling Thunder was quite off the mark, because obviously Fnatic, they're already preparing for a retreat, and because Zephyr didn't have the dive, so he couldn't quite control the location of the egg, and he thought that he had to pop there, but Rolling Thunder didn't get anything, so they missed their best chance to take the fight, and also the best timing to push down the tower as well, because that was a catapult timing. And Fnatic, they're dealing with this very well, because every single push they are responding with numbers to them, because they know that how greedy T1's draft is, and they are not so great in taking every towers, so they are just punishing their lacking of power push every single time.
It seems like okay, it looks like they're going to do a smoke play here. They got the slow on Jabs. He's going to be the first target. The Orb doing a decent amount of work, but the silence is there, and they do get the first kill on that one. Skywrath, but Raven is here. He does have a little satire up front, just providing him a little movement speed. They got the duel on Carl, and that's the one you want. They do end up killing him. That's another duel damage. Rolling Boulder. Ku's going to miss out on both of them as they navigate through both of them. And it looks like they're going to run here, but it's a 1-for-1, and at the cost of the Puck, that seems like a bad trade.
And mind you that this is how many deaths of Puck? This is the 3rd death for him. And Puck is definitely one hero that you don't want to be dying too much because it's a snowballing hero. It's not that you are weak if you are suffering, but Puck definitely he would rather be richer than this.
Oh, nice. He chopped the tree, stunning out the Monkey King there, Moon there. But the Glyph is going to be committed. And, I mean, it's just the T1, and they should make short work of this, as it looks like T1 have completely backed out of this. And this is not the start that you want as T1.
Not really, definitely. I mean, like, strategically, they're not doing what they wanted to do. Like, for example, it starts from, oh wait, Zephyr, is that another dual kill? This is like the 3rd dual kill for Masaros.
Yeah, it's pretty massive. 40 damage, dual damage already, Carl. And they're going to deny that T1, which is pretty huge. But, I mean, just taking that away is a big plus for T1, but not getting to the last hit. That's pretty massive at this stage.
We also talk about how Wraith King, most likely he's not gonna find trouble finding farm, but he has involved in a couple of the team fight, or the tower push, and that severely slowed down his item timing too. And if you look at Raven, he's done nothing but just farming, so he's actually quite a good margin ahead of Wraith King right now. I'm curious to see what IO is gonna play here. It seems like he's going for Agony, so he's going for the Spirit Magic build, like what Ana did back then.
I think it works. It plays to their strengths. If I feel like T1's their playstyle is not really being matched by what they want to do. Like Jackie's that he's gotten a Midas. He's kind of deciding that hey, I'm gonna farm. And T1 though have been pushing the envelope, so to speak, just trying to force fights, trying to do as much chip damage and take down the towers as possible. But instead of using that as space for Jackie to farm, Jackie's been committing to these fights and he's been joining them. And he hasn't been able to farm as fast as Raven has been, who's been like off the map. And that's kind of what you want as the core. Oh, Dream Coil here. They got the silence, and Jabs is going to go down quickly. Sad day for him. Rolling Boulder. Do they found Mazaros? They do. I think they definitely have vision. They've disarmed him because he's lucky like that. And Ku's deciding to just get some right clicks. The Fire Spirit, the Sun Ray, everything in their mobs being thrown here. But here comes the relocate. Can they turn this around? The egg is going to be committed, and it looks like it's going to go down. But it's only level 1 hit. That dies very, very quickly. Ku is looking to just TP away, and that was a nice relocate by Raven as he brings the entire team with him.
That's the thing about T1. You use your core, you blow out one support, and then what? You don't have any ability to fight after that. And this is this is the third time we've seen already. Like, it was the first time it was at mid that killed Idol Titan, and then the lack of the further damage or further disable to carry on the fight. And then another side was at the top secret shop where they killed Skywrath, and then they lost the fight again. And this was almost the same.
Yeah.
So the thing about T1, the ability to take long fights are not as good. It's not as good as Fnatic here, and that's why they are having a lot of trouble finding good fights now.
Like even for me, whenever I play Sky as a position 4 or 5, if I don't win the game in like the first 8 minutes, I think in the laning phase, like I feel like you're just like the easiest like dead meat. You know what I mean? You're just pretty much bait at this point. You're like a range creep. I just feel like it's very difficult to kind of get anything going, and for him to come back into this game, Jabs, I mean, look at this guy. He's going to have to go Glimmer next. Not ideal, especially against this lineup, right? But he needs to just stay alive.
Yeah, not at all. I think Skywrath is the kind of hero that you want him to be snowboarding all the time.
Yeah.
And once this hero gets into the stagnant period of the game, he's going to feel so weird because this hero, he cannot push lane. He doesn't really want to show on the map, and what is this guy doing to do? When everyone's farming, everyone's getting their BKBs up, and then like this guy just gonna give you diminishing return.
Yes. And to be honest, I'm not a huge fan of Skywrath. I think that there's so many better heroes because I want something with like a stun, some sort of like team fighting control, like that style of support. But maybe I'm just like old school and I'm not able to evolve, so to speak, or play small ball Dota as we discussed earlier.
I mean, it definitely has the potential. It's just that, this game, inevitably, it goes into this slow period of time. Because it's just a nature part of Dota right now. At some point, you have to stop fighting and then start farming for your core items so that you can start another round of offense. And this is what both sides are doing. Io just completed the Agami Scepter. He probably wants to fight now, but is his core ready? Monkey King pretty close to the BKB recipe, so he wants to farm a bit.
But Jackie's actually pulled away in terms of net worth. He's got armlets. He's going to go Blink next. He has something on the way in terms of the courier, at least. But is this the right build? Do you do this as a Wraith?
I do this all the time. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not a fan of Radiance, especially Midas plus Radiance, because that's like what, how much, like probably 6k gold you're dumping into Midas plus Radiance.
Yeah.
Of course, it helps you farm, but how much time do you want to farm? You eventually want to go into the fight and then bring all that farm into damage. It seems like they're making a move on bottom side. Jackie.
Oh, they found Jackie. They have the duel, and they're going to commit it right away. No Mystic Flare. Okay, and they're going to use the Earth Splitter, and they got the first one. That's going to be the first death. He's coming back as a Gemini, and Jackie just falls. The second time, the overwhelming odds will secure that one. No, excuse me, Moon will. He's got Wukong's command. He will zone it out, and they've got a good kill. And even Raven had relocated in, and he's going to go back and farm.
That's a very, very important catch. All of a sudden, it was like around 500 differentiate from Io and Wraith King, and all of a sudden Wraith King is behind now.
Carl,
Oh,
they've only got a Dream Coil, but it's only going to commit onto the Elder Titan. He's going all in on this one. The egg is going to be committed in the back. Carl is going to try to orb away. Raven is going down as well. Ku is looking to just fight this one. Io's been disarmed. Can he actually get the kill? No, but Ku falls with that, and it looks like Mazaros is going to look to turn this one. Whiteman is running for his life. Carl is just trying to cut him, but they do get the duel, and they get that one. So a Whiteman actually wins the duel. He turns that one around, but do they have enough to deal with Moon, who's just going to chase after him? They got the stun. Moon will take it. He orbs. He ends up getting the rune. He's so slow, and he's going.
He's coming.
And here comes Jackie. And yeah, Moon is like, okay, I'm out now.
Wow, the Puck Witchblade, bro. Do you see that? Do you see how much damage he did in the team fight?
Yeah,
like,
that was
all physical damage. He had the 30 damage Dallin, and then he has 2 best items, Witchblade plus the Quicksilver Amulet. So this is like the dream item for all the right clicker, like QP, OD, Puck, especially if you're going for Witchblade, because your projectile speed is so much faster now. And Puck has gone into his level 15, sorry. So it has the phase shift attack. This is gonna be the biggest pick for Puck, compared to anyone else in the map. So Puck is gonna feel like a god right now.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, that dual damage, he Mazaros thought he had it in the bag, but, going up against that poor old support, but, yeah, did not really expect that Puck, and that just did a lot of burst here, but they've got a smoke, and they're trying to get a catch before they make their way into the T1, get something out of this. They're going to find Whiteman, and they go for the duel, and here we go, and he's going to instantly burn, and he tried to do that last time, but unfortunately wasn't able to do so.
Yeah, I mean, usually smoking into a post 5 is not worth it, but if you have a hero that can convert that kind of advantage into something permanent, like a free AG, strength, or damage, it's definitely going to be worth it.
Yeah.
So 70, LC is already sitting at 70 extra damage here, feeling pretty good. And LC is gonna, with this trend going on, he's gonna turn into a very threatening core, especially to Puck, because Puck is not gonna buy Lincolns like items like Lincolns or Eon Disc, I assume. Oh, okay, never mind. He's going for the Lincolns.
Yeah.
He understands how big of a threat Masara is right now to him.
I mean, it's the only thing that can really lock him down. You know what I mean? Yeah, you've got the silence from Skywrath, but like this is something you got to respect it. And maybe even popping Lincolns on one of your other out of position cores or whatever it is, they can kind of help out. So it makes sense. I think that you need to prioritize the Lincoln. But that said, he's got Blink. And he's going to look to fight here. Mazaros is going to get the tower, but he's probably going to fall for that one. And it looks like Moon is going to look to just BKB TP away, and he does get out.
That's a very good first dagger appearance from Jackie.
Ooh, they got the ET, and Carl's starting to make plays. He's trying to force it, right? Yes, he's this right clicker, but he's got Blink. He's got the mobility. He can be on top of you in an instant. So that's actually a bit of a peak for him.
Can they convert this to Roshan though? Let's see. With two dead, okay, they want the top tier 1 tower more. Okay, that's gonna open up a lot of map control to them. They have a lot of entrance to the triangle of the Fnatic with this top tower down. And Jackie is going for the Assault Kiras. I love that a lot because you're fighting against LC and kicking 2 DPS heavy cores. And you also have Cuckoo to come in with the Lucky Shot armor reduction as well. So that armlet plus AC timing is going to be pretty huge here for T1. They're going to hit really hard. And Puck is going to have a lot of advantage from that too. He's going to benefit a lot too.
Yeah. And like this is one of those items that's like really beneficial to the team. So they're like understanding their team composition, just how to, exponentially increase their damage. So I think it's a great item for them.
Yeah, I think this is slowly becoming a trend for Wraith King. I have not seen Radiance on Wraith King too much right now because I think it just the damage just comes in too slow because you have to take time to burn. But if you go for this heavy DPS one, you can do so much physical damage. Okay.
Ooh, the silence. They've got Moon though, and they're gonna look to commit the Dream Coil. He's gonna BKB Wukong's command just to turn this around, but the Rolling Boulder is just creating a little bit of space. Is actually getting into the jungle creeps, if anything. And they've actually got jabs. He's gonna Glimmer, try to keep himself alive, but the sentry's on point. And that was looking like they're backing up. Maybe they take Roche. Do you take Roche?
I would take Roche actually. There's no BKB plus Wukong's command on Wraith King, and you take Roche so fast. Also, alright, they have the DD run on Wraith King, of course. Then
Yeah, they've got everything.
Gave him with the present.
Yeah, they're like, oh, that was a really nice team fight here. And
Here
give you a
go.
DD.
Take the rush.
And the little skeletons are getting in on the action, but Skywrath is back in 5 seconds. Do you actually look to fight? I mean, Whiteman seems to be a little bit out of position there. He gets picked off by Raven, and they've got the egg as well. Jackie is going to look to just back up here. They have the DD, so they do need to respect that. But with the Enchantress down and a 4v5, this is really not a great fight. Mazaros with a nice blink TP into the Mystic Flare, and that should be enough damage. And they get another dual damage. Jackie goes for the Wraithfire Blast, and they're looking to commit this one, but the tether, Raven, oh, he just gets killed there, and the Jackie DD is just doing a lot of work, but can he survive this? He's getting a little bit low, and the ET goes down. They got the first life, but Moon is looking to just trade. Carl is just picking him off, but do they have the damage for this? And it looks like they do. Jackie's going down, the overwhelming odds, and it looks like the blink away from Carl, and the Dream Coil is going to be used. A Rolling Boulder is going to be tried to bounce around, try to do as much havoc as possible, but not really enough. No real damage follow-up. And Cuckoo's going for Raven, and here comes the Sun Ray. Moon is actually slowly melting from that sun, and the relocate out, and he keeps himself, at least just himself, alive.
Wow, White Mon is just low-key erecting Moon there with the enchant plus the, what do you call that? Impetus. They actually do so much damage to Monkey King there. First of all, Enchant is really good against Monkey King across the whole game because you can dispel off the Jingu, and then Impetus is just a very good spell for you to hit through all the tanky heroes because it's a pure damage. So maybe I'm starting to feel like this Enchantress is doing much more than the Skywrath, which is it's just very unusual, to be honest.
Like it's one of those things where the Enchantress needs to be dealt with, right? They need to focus. They need to they got to look at the damage report basically after that team fight and be like, who was doing all of that work? And I mean, you got to focus on the supports. You make sure you kill them, and then you just start blowing them up piece by piece, and kind of save yourself for just avoid or ignore the Pango, so to speak.
Yeah, I mean they did a really good job at kiting around the Rolling Thunder the last fight. But it just, they stayed too long without BKBs and they got punished. It feels like a pretty 50-50 fight, to be honest, for the last one. I would say no one's the loser, no one's the winner. But they definitely wanted things to go way better than that. So, another round of Roshan fight then.
Alright, Moon has got the Paladin sword. I think he's gonna... Oh no, he's not gonna use it. He's gonna just stick with the Imclaw. What do you think between those two?
Well, one is tier 3 item, one is tier 2 item.
Okay, so it's just sheer tears. You don't even care?
I mean, I feel like, honestly, the only reason I can think of why he didn't want the Paladin sword is because he wanted to give someone else that can use it better. But I look at everyone of Fnatic, no one's holding it as well. So I'm actually not sure.
I think the Paladin sword is actually quite good.
I mean, Imclaw is probably better on Monkey King because you can... you also complement your Boundless Strike so that you do like AoE crit in the Boundless Strike with the Imclaw. So I think that's the reason why he wanted that. But I think definitely someone should be taking the Paladin. Especially IO, because Paladin amplifies your heal. Yeah. So IO actually could use that very well. But I guess he wants more magic resistance and spell damage because he's a magic IO. So I understand that too.
I mean, he's got a 9-second charge on his BKB, Raven that is, and he's going to go Sanj as well. Are you okay with this build, especially since he's turning into a Kaya up next? Are you okay with this build?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm seeing, Kaya Sanjay for more sustain and also more damage. Yes, BKB for his survivability as well. I think it's okay. Io is one of the heroes that, the longer the team fight goes, the stronger he becomes. Especially when all the BKBs are down. So going all in on the survivability and magic damage, I think it's okay for Io. Like once he gets his level 20 with the plus 60 Spirit Hero damage talent, he's gonna roll, man. This guy's gonna do a lot of damage in fights.
And one thing to note about this IO is that he's got his satire, right? And it's really under the radar, so to speak, in terms of that unholy aura that he gives. Because that HP regen is sick with him. I mean, the 5 HP per second. I mean, plus his like tether. Like this guy can start to just kind of heal things up. I mean, he's 30 HP a second, right? You know, and he's going to get a heart at some point. So this guy's like healing is going to be insane. So I feel again more reason to kind of just stick with his paladin sword. But
yeah, completely true. Alright, speaking about that, it seems like this is gonna be a Roshan in...
Oh, they've
nice
got the
play for
stun. Oh, they blink forward, and they've got the tether. They've got the duel as well. The Wukong's command, and it looks like the egg as well. But the winner chicken dinner for Jackie. They got that. He's gonna come back with his second life, and then the Mystic Flare, and Jackie's gonna have to back off here. And they've got a 1-for-1. Whiteman is getting a little low. Does need to be a little bit careful. They got the silence. And it looks like they're going to back off here, but that was super close. Jackie losing that duel, but he's back with his second life, and he's got to be careful with this one.
Oh, Moon, he wants to go for more.
Oh, Whiteman taking so much damage. That boundless strike, and the Yules is on point, but he gets chopped down by the Spirit. And Raven gets that kill. He gets the Centaur, and he looks like they're going to continue on with Roche, especially with 2 heroes down from T1. And this is looking to be at least... Oh, Jackie's going back in. He doesn't really seem to care. I mean, he's got his ult up, so he looks. If he wants to go, no, he's just gonna like try to scare him.
Yeah, he's just gonna walk in. I'm here, guys. And see if they're scared. And Fnatic is like, he's scared for 1 second, and he thinks, oh, guys, there's no Pango, there's no Enchantress. Why are we even scared?
Oh, but the blink forward, he's trying to go for this. He goes, they get Moon, and Jackie is going to be at least get the victor on that one. He's looking to just steal Roshan, but he gets stunned. Does he actually pick it? He does end up stealing Aegis, but they didn't get Roshan, but Jabs goes down, and that's going to be a double kill for Jackie, and Raven just doing some pot shots. He's got the BKB. Jackie focuses up on DJ. He's looking to just turn this, and he just go, but he doesn't actually have the damage. The Dream Coil lacking in Raven, but that's really not the one you want. Jackie getting so low, doesn't be careful, and the relocate away from Raven for now. They've got the duel, and they found Carl. That's the bigger target. Jackie, though, has to go in for this commitment. The stomp, the sleep, that should buy time, and the Aegis has now been committed. Wukong's command right on top of this. Raven is back. He's refilled, recharged. Earth Splitter is going to be a little mistimed, but Jackie does go down. Nonetheless, Sunray, Soju has to just... Oh, Zephyr, that is. He just Phoenix dives away. They've got 2 kills already, and the Boundless Strike, he comes forward. They do have Zephyr. No, but the Yules is on point. Rolling Boulder, they get this. They do get the Phoenix though, so they got something. The Rolling Boulder just to keep himself alive, and he's gonna run away. Raven, they're trying to find Whiteman, and they probably won't, and he gets away. But that seemed to be a bad fight for T1.
It's such a long fight too. Like this kind of fight is definitely the fight that Fnatic loves to take, but because of their sustain. They have great sustain, they have great cash, so their heroes are not that reliant on BKB. So they love taking all this fight, and also 6 cash by Masaros there on the puck.
That was so crazy.
Everything looks so good for T1, but they just didn't wait. Jackie ran in with trying to bring down Masaros, but he couldn't. I think they probably would have wanted to wait for a little bit more and reset things, and have everyone there to take a proper fight. But it was just too rushed. All the chaotic are just advantageous to Fnatic.
Yeah, it was I don't know what it is. Was it like target prioritization? Was it, like what do you think really went wrong in that one?
It just feels like the players are not on the same page on who they want to go on. Oh, Carl.
Oh, Moon, he gets phases, and he's going to commit the BKB just to keep himself alive. And it looks like they found him. The Wukong's command is going to be committed as well, but Moon is by himself, 1v4, and he gets chopped down. The egg is committed on top of his dead body, but wow, 4 heroes, and Moon just goes down.
Yeah, that's a big kill for them, actually. This is 100 seconds without Monkey King on the map, so 100 seconds is enough for T1 to at least deal with 2 lanes, push all the lanes down, get some map control back into their side, and then just try to maximize this 100 second downtime for them to get to their items, or maybe even if they want to go high ground. But I really don't know if this is the best decision here. They have no supernova.
Yeah, I don't know why you committed this supernova. You really needed that here. I mean, this is at least, I would think the T3, I mean, especially with Monkey King down for another 70 seconds, right? I mean, they should be able to do enough chip damage at least on this tower, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, but the duel, the Mystic Flare, that's not enough. And so we got our answer there. And Mazaros will take the first death. And you get the duel damage. Jackie backs off and shrugs that one off. But he should be okay for now. The Spirit is kind of chasing after them. But I don't know if it's going to go for the actual stomp. But that's a nice hold by Fnatic here.
Definitely. I mean, you might say that, alright guys, I only lost one of my life. But, you know, you're also giving free damage to the LC. So that's going to help LC grow exponentially, and LC is going to be a big threat to the back lines of T1, especially Phoenix.
Ooh, Mazaros, the silence, and they do get the return kill. At least they get their payback. And the Skywrath goes down as well, and the Earth Splitter, and he's going to go from the high ground, and he's been stomped, and that was what just happened? 3 heroes just go down. T2, this is going to be an easy one. But it looks like they're backing off. They don't have the creeps here. They're going to decide to focus on their attention on this the T3 racks, that is. Buyback for the first one, at least for the ET. Jackie's not that scared. He does have his ult if he wants to commit. That Spirit, they do need to be careful, especially with Raven nearby.
That was very weird coming out from Fnatic. They had a good hole, and then they just decided, alright guys, seems like we're able to walk down our high ground separately. And then they just immediately got punished.
Their positioning was suspect. I don't know what they were thinking. Like, they thought they were safe in between the T2 and T3, and as anyone that played Dota knows, the T2s are pretty much like a traffic light, okay? You know what I mean? Red, yellow, green, they're going to kind of slow you down, but they're not going to actually stop anything. So Jackie here does get a little bit low. He's going to BKB. He should be fine if he wanted to commit that. He did have his ult, but it looks like just Wukong's command was committed, and they're going to back off here.
Well, Wukong's command trading with the BKB, I'll take that. Especially when T1 side, they are the one that are heavily reliant on BKB. So such a trade is definitely very advantageous to Fnatic. It's just that the fight just now, I think it's what happens is that the players, they lost their focus for like one moment, and then they just got immediately punished. And as you know, focus is very important in such high intensity game, because one mistake could be the game ending mistake. So something like that is Fnatic have to keep their composure and then buck up and make sure that they don't do any mistakes like that anymore, because Roshan is gonna come out. If you do a mistake like that again, you are gonna lose Roshan and lose the control of the game. Yeah,
that was actually massive there. I mean, you saw the dips. If you can throw up some of the charts, like the net worth, just the massive dip there. Just a huge misplay by Fnatic, and just thinking that they were strong. But again, you talked a lot about focus, and I think that's a really great point. But it's kind of hard to be focused for games can be potentially 60 minutes plus, right? So it's hard to be focused for the entire time. But I expect it, especially at this stage, at this level of Dota, to always be focused and to not make those sort of misplays.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's why you have to be always talking. So that's why communication is such an art, because you want some communication there, but you also don't want people to just mumbling nonsense. You want to just keep the information precise and short.
Yeah.
And this is why leadership is so important in a game like that, because you have to have one guy with just one voice, and everyone just follow the guy with all the trust.
Like, how many times have you played Dota where somebody's on voice comms and he's like, "Hey guys, I'm killing some creeps. I'm walking to the fountain." Like literally a play-by-play of what they're doing. Have you had people like this that just annoy you and just like they're like, "Hey, I'm going to the bathroom." Like they're telling you what their mom is eating right now. Like too much information.
Yes. I mean, I think honestly in Southeast Asia, right, there's more people that just whine to the mic.
Yeah.
More than like just giving too much information. So some of the people they're just expressing their emotions. Especially me, I think I do it quite a lot sometimes actually, especially in pops, because a guy need to let his emotion out.
Oh, they've got the duel, the Mystic Flare combination. They do kill the Pango, so they got something on this. Raven is looking to focus up on Whiteman, realizing that that's the most damage. They need to kind of deal with this. The buyback from Pango, he comes back in. Ku's going to be back in seconds. Jackie, the orb, Carl is now in this situation. He's looking to go, and then the egg, but do they have the damage? No, Mazaros does end up killing him, and he burns with the egg as well. The Dream Coil is going to be committed, but it's on Raven and Moon, and they're tethered together, and they're going to die together, I think, with a little bit of a fight here. They've used Wukong's command, but no, Oh, they've looking to turn this around. There's just too much of a heal. Jackie needs to walk out of this. Does need to be a little bit careful. Those two cores are very scary. They need to kind of just stick around. Jackie blinks back forward, and he's going to look to focus on Raven, but the BKB is now going to be used, and there's a 3 versus 5, and it looks like they're kind of doing this as they get the Pango. That's a dieback. They're burning up Moon, and they're trying to out-heal this, but do they have enough? Moon is somehow still alive. Raven is becoming a support/core, and with that damage and that crit, there's your Imclaw for you, and Moon gets that second one. That's a double kill, and Raven is just turning this up. Like, you don't need a support when this guy can just do all the healing and all the damage for you, right?
Holy shit. I mean, Io is basically... He's like 2 heroes right now. Just like you say, support and damage. As long as this guy stays alive, Monkey King is gonna stay alive because of the heart. And baby, I tell you, that's the Paladin Sword effect, man. He picks up the Paladin Sword effect, and that's why no one dies. As long as he's tethered to the Monkey King in fight, plus the Jingu heal, he's not gonna die.
All right, for the record, we're on a 15-minute delay, so I'm pretty sure Raven is tuning into our cast right now and getting those insights about the Paladin Sword, and is 15 minutes late to get it now. That's the only logical explanation, right?
Oh. They're saying, oh, this guy has a point. Why am I holding my Nether Shaw?
Yeah, I mean, this heal is actually amazing. I mean, look, he's got heart, he's got K and S, that is. Ags, like, this guy is starting to get scary, and he's got cheese on top of that, just in case you maybe try to, like, get him a little bit low.
And you may thought that what he did there was scary, and that was without his level 25 talent. Attack talent LS target now. He's not only gonna heal hard and do a lot of magic damage, he's gonna hit pretty hard too.
Like, I love innovation. I love, you know, players that try to push the envelope and just change things up. But sometimes I'm kind of like this whole Ana IO thing. Like, I don't know. You might kind of open Pandora's box, right? Like, I don't know if this is really good for Dota because this hero is crazy at times.
Yeah, but the thing is, it takes a very high understanding and personal skill to master this hero. It's not like a Lycan, you know, like everyone can play. Everyone can just press all the spells and then put units on you and kill you.
Yeah.
Like Io is a very, very hard hero to master, and most of the time you want to master this first before you pick it. You don't want to just be a mediocre Io player. You want to be a very good Io player.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's gonna set the bar pretty high for teams to actually pick Io. And I don't think we're gonna see too much of this hero because of how high the entry level is.
Yeah, and one thing to note is that even if you see it in your pubs, like your ranked games or whatever, if people are starting to pick Io, generally speaking, if you have a bad game, you will be reported. You will definitely be in low prio, and like, we'll see you later, right? And so the times that you can play it are not, you know, too plentiful, I would say.
That's true. Well, we're gonna see. I think they have this IO plan going all along. They have ET to pair with the IO. You know, they have 3 frontliners: BT, LC, and Monkey King.
Mm-hmm.
So it's starting. The more I look at the drop, the more I see that they're designing the drop perfectly.
Oh,
for
but the
IO.
duel!
How?
Carl thought he had a free time. Raven had literally just relocated away, and they were like, "Oh, I'll just take this creep wave." But he gets completely baited there by that relocate, and Mazaros makes sure he pays. He gets that duel damage, and Mazaros right now with his 200 duel damage. That's pretty sick at 42 minutes.
Yeah, I mean that's why I'm a big fan of Eon Disc rather than Lincoln Sphere, because if it was a Eon Disc, he wouldn't die there. He would have the 75 standard resistance for him to get through for him to survive, and then for him to just do his magic on Puck. But Lincoln Sphere, once you it's 4,600 gold for you to block one spell.
Yeah.
One spell, and Eon Disc is an item that can allow you to block a lot of spells with 75% standard resistance, and it's about 1.5k cheaper than Lincoln's. And this is why I'm a big fan of this, and I'm always promoting Eon Disc rather than Lincoln Sphere. And unfortunately, I don't see a lot of pros playing that.
So, I mean, they're going to get the insights now. I mean, it's just going to be 15 minutes later when we see it.
True.
With that delay, I think we'll see that. But Moon here is starting to chip away at this T3, and man, that's doing a lot of work, especially with the overcharge from Raven all the way in the back end. And Whiteman is getting a little bit out of position. Oh, the blinking forward, and it looks like they're going to go, and Mazaros gets another dual damage there, and it makes Ku pay, and they turn this around. They got the buybacks are coming. Carl and Phoenix is both coming in. Wukong's command is now going to be committed. Jackie needs to walk out of this zone. He gets away. He's very, very low. The armlet toggling is keep him alive. Carl gets a double kill on the back end though, and then Boundless Strike is going to connect onto Carl, but he blinks away. He should be fine. He's going to go back into the fountain, but with both supports down, oh, they want more. Moon, Raven, this is the only tag team that all you need, and that's going to be the first life. Can he come back? The Sunray is going to be committed. Jackie's just stuck on the low ground though. He's looking to just fight this one. BKB's galore, but Moon and Raven, this combination with this tether is just so much damage. How do you deal with this combination?
I mean, you have to think of a way to outlast Fnatic's lineup right now, and that was so unfortunate because at the bottom lane fight, Zephyr dived into the team fight looking for the best location to pop his egg, but then he got bashed by all the small monkeys.
Right. And I mean, okay, the blink forward. Okay, now they're going to focus on Raven. I was going to say that's the right target. Yes, he has cheese, but you got to make him commit that. Jackie goes down, and the duel is going to be used on Whiteman, and they do get the winner. And Moon and looking to just kill Jackie. That's second time, and he does have buyback if he wants to go, but I feel like this Raven-Moon combination is just too strong right now. Really no chance. And to be honest, though, you need to focus on Raven. You need to kill this guy because his insane healing from his heart is just insane. 117, and he's been hit by the heart. He gets up to 160 at times. So, like, disarm him or not, like, how do you kill Raven, this great ball of light?
He has been holding the cheese all the time as well. He didn't even need to use that.
Oh, Jackie. Okay, Dream Coil. Carl goes in, but I don't know if you have the damage. He has over 4,000 life, and he's out healing everything right now. He's like, he can just tank things up. There's literally nothing you can do. I mean, this Raven IO, like, Moon combination is just insane. Look at this, 163 healing.
Look at how hard they hit on the tower as well. I mean, the thing is, you know, IO is like Team Bristle, it's like a lot of these cheesy heroes that if you don't have the right hero to deal with them, you're not gonna kill him at that game.
Oh, but Jackie was trying to go in, trying to get some sort of pick off, and at least on the supports, not able to do it. He goes down for the first death. Mazaros is looking to fight this. He just duels Jackie, and he locks him into place, and that's going to be it. That's the dieback. The Mystic Flare on Carl. They get another one, and it looks like that's going to be it with both of those down. Ku is just going to run for his life, as well as Zephyr in this up and down, and Fnatic are in the driver's seat, and that's going to be GG 46 minutes. What a game.
That's actually crazy. Before all this high ground siege happened, T1 was holding 10k lead. And Fnatic took the fight as if they were the one holding the 10k lead. That's the power of Raven. That's the power of IO. And honestly, I really did underestimate the power of IO. I did not expect that he could blow off just like that. And of course, the IO plus Monkey King combo. Whew.
Like, okay, if you've got an IO on the enemy team, I feel like this is just like an itemization thing. You need Vessel, you need to prioritize, you know, his healing. You need to focus on this guy. You got to lock him down. There were too many times where they were like, oh, we're going to deal with Moon, and then, you know, Raven was just kind of like playing like a support or whatnot and just like sticking in the back. I mean, he was just out healing everything. I mean, you got to focus on IO. You got to kill him. If you're playing in your pubs and you see an IO, the guy needs to die.
Yeah. I mean, T1 definitely knows that as well, but who can they put onto the IO and kill him? There's really no one, right? Wraith King is always jumping on Raven, but LC is there with the save, and Monkey King is there for the fight back as well. So basically, every time you jump on IO, Moon is gonna be hitting you. He's gonna be hitting whoever that's touching IO, and then that's the same for IO too. So the two of them just protect each other all the time. They play together all the time. It's just too hard for T1 to get into that position to kill any one of them. Especially when Masaros is low-key solo killing everyone with the insanely high dual victory damage.
Like, the guy was making plays. Mazaros was making plays from, like, you know, right when he got level 6, he was starting to get dual damage. Yeah, so, I mean, major, like hats off to this guy for controlling the fight, making sure that his dual, like, targeting. I mean, yeah, he lost some duels, but just locking them down, letting his team, both of those cores, just do all the damage and getting all the kills. Like, that's perfectly what you want in terms of an offlaner.
Yeah, I'll say all of them did a pretty good job. Even though Japs had a pretty awful lane, but he made some pretty big plays as well. Especially the one silence at the Roshan pit that killed Pango immediately before he managed to use the Rolling Thunder. Like all these little plays all add up. It's just that Skywrath plus Elder Titan. They won the match, but then I don't think these two heroes really show their potential this game.
Yeah.
But still, a win is a win. Pretty good win for them.
All right. So let's go to a break. Let's give a quick shout out to our sponsor at Corsair. And of course, if you were, on Facebook or, Instagram, Twitch, all that, please give Leon Arthur Dodo a follow. And we'll be right back after this. I don't know why we're doing this. This is